Hey, Arcturus here. Today we're looking at LEGO Speed Champions, the McLaren Solus GT and McLaren F1 LM. Slide this box out of the way. All right, so we'll start off with the Solus GT. So I'll move this one out of the way real quick. Move our driver. So here we have the car. I really like this. I see why people like these cars. I'm not huge into cars myself, but I thought these looked really cool. And having built it and seeing it here, I think it looks really nice. So it looks really great. I like the addition of the orange details here. I think it really helps brighten it up as a Lego set. I like the way they got some of the lines on here with the way the bricks are and the shadows. I think that's just really nicely done. It does have some stickers, of course. And I knocked a piece off. Slide that right back. But there is room in there for a driver. It does use the same piece that we saw in the Dark Falcon. At least the first time I saw it was in the Dark Falcon, although that was painted up as a controller. And it does need you to adjust the arms here to get the driver in. Oops. There we go. A little extra there. And then you have the driver of the Solus GT. I really like how this went together. I thought it was an interesting use of these blade pieces to give the back lights here. I think that works really well, actually. Obviously, when you're looking right up on it, especially from this angle, it doesn't work quite as well, I don't think. But if you're looking at it from the rear view, it's really nicely done. Just a nice looking car in general. You do get a driver for it, which I'll slide out, who comes in a, oops. You do get a driver for it, who comes with a helmet, with just the standard old style Lego helmets, with just the standard clear visor. The torso does have McLaren printed on the back, and does have an alternate face build, so you can have the driver outside with hairpiece, or driving with a more serious face there. Put the helmet back on. There we go. And then the cockpit just slides back on there. I know that's not what it's called for cars, but I always think of it that way because typically I see those on spaceships. So if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below of what your favorite LEGO Speed Champion set is. And here we go with the F1 LM, a very orange car, which for me is a nice change of pace in terms of building, because typically I'm building all gray things, and this was pretty much all orange, which is a little different. I like that this piece can move a little bit. It's a nice little addition, although I think it's typically shown this way. A few stickers in this set, much like the other set, including this big one on the back. Some nice detail here with the two different lights. So that was a nice little touch. Oddly enough, this piece here is in fact printed. There's two of them. They're these very thin, one stud thick pieces, but they have these printed on the side, which is nice. I don't think I could have gotten that sticker on well, to be honest. A nice little use of binocular pieces to give the exhaust here. Some nice wheels. I give you some different caps for the wheel there, and I just knocked some pieces off, unfortunately. But there's the other one. I'll fix that momentarily. And some sticker pieces here. You can see they don't quite line up, but when it's on the table like this, it's much less noticeable. But if you are looking head on, you can tell that these are not aligned very well, unfortunately. Had some difficulty with these, at least in person. I can see where I kind of had to redo one of the stickers, unfortunately. I believe this piece was also printed. I don't believe this was a sticker, but these are a sticker. If I hold the angle right, you can actually see the orange is slightly different. But to be honest, even in person, it's not very noticeable. It's only slightly noticeable if the angle's just right, where you can see the ridge between the sticker and the the plate, and that's true for a lot of the orange on this. I think they did pretty well on matching the colors for the stickers. I mean, it may not be perfect, but it's better. It's certainly better than the two very different tones of gray you sometimes get, or black, or whatever it is, which sometimes works out well, like on Lego Harry Potter. But for a lot of these, it often just looks a little, it's very noticeable that they're stickers. These are also stickers, so as well. Fortunately, the cockpit, I'm going to keep calling it that because I don't know, I guess the windshield, but I don't really think of the windshield as having the sides. Fortunately, this is all a printed piece, which is very nice. I would not like to try to get a sticker on this with all the angles, but it's a very nice printed piece, I will say. For minifigures, you just get a very simple driver wearing a hoodie that says McLaren on it, and just a hood on the back with orange on the interior. Blue pants, goes very well together. Complementary colors, and he also fits in the driver's seat. This one has the traditional steering wheel as opposed to the controller style, but has a nice little headrest piece there on the top. Also has a gear shift there as well. This figure, unlike the other figure in the set, only has the one-sided face print. And I gave him this hairpiece, though you could easily swap the hairpieces around if you wanted to. Well, that is the Speed Champions McLaren set. I will catch you in the next video.